Okay, deep breaths. I need to try and chill out. There's too much DEI in my feeds today, and it's aggravating me. All right? The whole reason that I have my health issues going on is because I used to do electrical work for the city of Boston, for many of their shops. And when we were sent to work with somebody, we expected them to be confident and qualified for the job they were doing. Okay, we did not expect them to make decisions on jobs that put lives at risk. All right, OSHA training was a requirement. First, it was the OSHA 10, and then at some point, when the policy changes were happening with the Obama administration, they said the OSHA 30 was now going to be the minimum requirement. And we did that. We went and took it. I got it. I still got my card. But never in there did they mention DEI in any of that OSHA training we had. First time I ever heard about DEI was about 2010, 2011. Hard to remember because it was a public pool job in the city of Boston, where I had to go and just we had to hoist up a light fixture, and I just had to tie it in and it'd be done. And they said all the power was off. The engineer of the city of Boston that was responsible for the safety agreement at that public pool locked us out of the panel and said we needed no access to the panel because they verified it was off and safe to be serviced and for the public to enter the pool area. Okay? So when I go to do as I'm told, I'm probably going into my fourth year as an apprentice. And I kneel down on the grass and reach in. And that's when I feel a surge of power go up my leg and up my arm. And I went headfirst into that pole and woke up on the ground. I remember the other worker, the senior electrician, coming down off the bucket truck saying, "No way that's live. No way the city would say it's live and open this park." And he reached in there. This guy was the size of an ox. Reaches into the pole. "Oh, it's live. We can't work on it. They're wrong again. This is what the city's been doing to us, kid. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. This is what we do for the city." So he gets me up. Says, "You gotta walk, you gotta move. How you feeling?" "My legs are fuzzy." "We'll go to the clinic," he says. Gets on the phone with the shop. I remember just trying to catch my breath. And he turns to me and says, "The shop is saying the city's telling them that this was a DEI hire job. 2011, Obama administration." I remember asking, "What's a DEI hire?" And he says to me, "Wait until you find out." So next thing I remember was waking up in a clinic. Some doctor or nurse felt like I was in somebody's home. I don't know. They were, this is where the city of Boston sent us. Some doctor's house, not a hospital. I remember her asking me to put my hands together like this and ask if I was dizzy, and then she had me pull my knees out and asked if I could breathe. She had me do some weird things. And then she said, "Okay, I'm going to give you a booster shot, all right?" And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, you may have an immune reaction." And I said, "Well, okay." I felt like crap, and I figured I could trust the people they sent me to, that the National Joint Apprentice Training Committee would allow its apprentices to be sent to after doing this work for the city. And now I'm hearing about it at the TSA and the air traffic control. God, I gotta chill out, but you gotta understand, when 277 volts surges through your body at 30 amps and knocks you on your ass and you can't use the right side of yourself, but you were tough enough to survive, it just aggravates you a little bit. So that was my first experience with DEI. My second experience with a DEI hire was a foreman, Lowell General Hospital. Didn't care what apprentice they sent him, as long as that apprentice was gay. And when I told him I was straight, he said if I didn't suck his, I would never work for anyone else in the city of Boston again. I laughed him off like, who's this guy think he is, huh? So he has me shouldering rigid conduit and, 4-inch, 10-foot lengths. It's conduit like this. You can fit your arm through there, you know? And one of the days I'm walking up the stairwell, and there are these huge exhaust vents. There might have been 2-foot diameter. I'm carrying the pipe up the stairs, the only stairwell we had access to, so the guys on the roof could get their job done. And the air fans kick on. And then there goes the pipe. Wrap around my neck. I fall on the stairs, and the pipe comes falling down on my neck. And I couldn't feel my leg again. I crawled to that electrical closet, dragging my legs behind me. The next thing I know, boom, he punches through the door. Lay it down on my job site! Get off my job site! I don't want to see you on this job site again! I said, I filled out the paperwork for the accident report. It's right there. Good luck. And I limped away. I got my ass in the car, and I remember trying to drive to a hospital. I can't remember where I woke up. Not long after that, I remember going to the school and telling them about what happened with this guy. And the chairman, what was his name? Leo Purcell? I'm sorry. They installed him, so he wasn't a union member, was he? I don't know who he was, but he said to me, that man has privileges you don't. I said, what about my insurance? What about what I'm going to do about all this inflammation and the burn that won't heal? You have to figure out your insurance alone. And you know what insurance said to me? They said, you can go sign up here at State Health, Massachusetts State Health, and you can get in line and wait to get approved for a primary care so we can have a doctor examine your MRIs and your x-rays. 2 years it took. And I called Massachusetts State Health after that, those 2 years before they approved it finally. And I said, what's been the holdup? I was an apprentice in the city of Boston with the NGATC and NECA and the IEC and that whole big glorious program. Took 10 years of my life and studying and working hard for to prove myself. And the lady on the other side of the line says, you sound so white. White people just have to wait. And I sat back stunned. I'm like, I didn't just hear that. I said, I'm going to get a lawyer. So I went and I got a lawyer. And I felt sick to my stomach that not even the union had the back of its apprentices. That burn traveled through my body, all the way up my spine. I got a couple of videos on YouTube here. No one wants to see it because my neck was just ooze and fluid and blood, and also I had to walk around with a paper towel on my neck. White rage. So that's what happened. Eventually, after 2 years, they sent me to a dermatologist who turned out to be a beautician for an electrical burn that's been festering for almost 2 years, and a back injury I couldn't get any help for. And this dermatologist, I forget her last name, Varahi or something. She transferred out after that. It was, she says to me, you shouldn't be having any pain. You're having a white rage experience, okay? And I said, what? I don't think any of the steroid treatments are helping. And she says, oh, it shouldn't be any pain. I'm going to give you more steroids. And I remember just being so stunned by all this stuff. I had to bring it to my lawyer, who said it was reverse racism. And I can't remember what hearing it was, but one of them, there was like a dozen lawyers they had, and my lawyer was like, that's my mentor. and my mentor's partner and his students. And, oh, kid, they're going to drag this out for years. We got to settle. And all I remember is being sick and dizzy and feeling like, what's going on? What's going on in this country? That's what I think about DEI. I can't believe it'd be such a bad idea the way it's been implemented. And now air traffic control is the problem. Well, at least I managed to quit drinking alcohol. Because I appreciate my liver. Anyway, yeah. And I finally got health insurance so I didn't have to drink whiskey to deal with my pain anymore. Because I stayed off drugs to get jobs like that. But I'm the wrong minority. That's what I think of DEI. Gotta go chill out now. Good luck, people of Earth.